Hello there, I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to my channel. I hope you've got a cup of coffee or cocoa or something cozy because it's freezing here and I'm trying to stay warm. If you're new, I am a cross-stitch designer. I design cute and whimsical patterns that are fun to stitch and that will make you smile. I also dye fabric. Yes, I still dye fabric. I've gotten a few emails asking me, do I still dye fabric? I do. Not as much as I did because I've had not much time, but I do still dye fabric, and I don't often have an opportunity to post about it anywhere on social media or anything because it sells before I can do that. So I'll talk about that. But anyway, yes, I design patterns and I dye fabric. And I'm back after many weeks because things are busy, but they've slowed down enough that I can be here, and I've got some new releases to share with you today. And I'll talk to you about what I've been working on, and we'll do some catching up, some long overdue catching up, right? So it's it's after Halloween. I'm close to being able to take these things down now that I've gotten some grading done. So this next week, hopefully I can transition over to Christmas because I just have a little like fall Thanksgiving display, but it all goes down and all the Christmas comes up because I have so much Christmas stuff that it takes a while to put it up. So I need to be able to enjoy it for as long as possible. So that's what's happening here. We're transitioning. So let me tell you about my last video. I did a giveaway. Let me tell you who the winners are for the giveaway first. We'll start with that. Thank you for all of your comments on my last video. I enjoyed hearing about the things that you're looking forward to this fall. A lot of you have some great plans, and I hope you get to enjoy the leaves changing. Ours are still, with it having been a warmer fall and a rainier, like summer fall, leaves are dropping now, but the color just has changed more slowly than usual, and the leaves have lasted longer than usual. But yesterday I was driving, and we have ginkgo trees, and they were just dropping green leaves all over the place. I've never seen anything quite like it, just falling like crazy. So yeah, it's that time. Okay, so giveaway winners for Gathering Acorns. The winner for Gathering Acorns is Deb Neal. Congratulations, Deb. And then for Boohoo, the winner is Susan Steelman. Congratulations. Cattle Lantern, the giveaway winner is Krista Thompson. Then for Stashing Squirrels, the winner is Tanya Simmerly. And for Jingle Jolly Joy, the winner is Glee Hansen. So if each winner could send me an email, misty@luminousfiberarts.com, with your mailing information and a reminder of which chart you won, that would help me out immensely. And I'll get these in the mail to you. So congratulations, everyone, and thanks again to all of you for your comments. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about my new designs for Christmas. I'm super excited to share those with you. It feels weird because the backdrop is not Christmassy, but just pretend that it is. Just imagine. Okay. So I've got 4 new releases for Christmas, and some of them are companion designs I had already released, but not all of them are. So we'll talk about first, I guess, those. A continuation of my Gathering series. There are now 4 designs in my Gathering series that have been released. So the newest one is Gathering Snowflakes. This was stitched by Tammy Maddox. Thank you, Tammy. She did a beautiful job, and I love how this turned out. This was stitched on 32 count Sparrow linen, which is dyed by me, using Belle Soie Mer Bleu. You only need 1 skein for 32 count and above. You might get away with 1 skein for 28 count. I'm just not sure. There was a lot of floss left, so you might be fine. It just depends, I think, on how you stitch. And I always include a conversion to DMC on all of my patterns. This is the same size as my others in the series, and the ribbon is Union. from Lady Dot Creates, and then I added some beads as usual. Please check out Vonna Pfeiffer's ruched ribbon tutorial. She has a great tutorial on finishing into a pillow with beads and the ruched ribbon. I really love how this came out, and the nice thing about the blue is that you could leave it up all winter if you wanted to, but if blue doesn't go with your holiday decor and you want it for Christmas, you could easily stitch it in a red or a green. It would look great. So I think it's very flexible. You could do whatever you liked. And this time I did not use a mother of pearl button. I just used a vintage white button that I had in my stash because it looked a little bit better, I thought, with the fabric and floss color. And the chart includes, there's two versions of the chart, one with the button in place so you can see where you would put it, and one without the button, and that way you can also just stitch it without the button if you want to. So I'm super pleased with how this turned out. And then the other designs in this series are Gathering Berries. This was the one that started it. And then Gathering Clover. And Gathering Acorns. So it's been a really fun series. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And next up. Okay, so this is Catty Cane. And so Catty Cane has captured a candy cane. She loves sweets. And so, you know, cats like to capture things as like a trophy and bring them to you, like mice, dead mice, voles, etc., you know. So this is a different kind of trophy. This is the kind that you wouldn't mind if she left it at the foot of your bed, perhaps. And we've got some nice peppermint candies around her, and she's got a little cardinal friend, and she's wearing a scarf and a Santa hat. She is stitched on 32 count copper kettle by Zweigart, which, the irony, you know, sometimes I'm like, okay, let's just use a non-hand-dyed fabric. It'll be easy for everyone to get. And then as I was looking into the fabric to get some more, I found out that it's been discontinued. I have some more in my shop, and there is a metallic version. I think it's called Copper Metallic or something. So you could get the metallic. It's just kind of a gingerbready color, which I really liked. I thought it was a great color for like Christmas things. There are other things you can use. So this is not like the only thing. You could use like Picture This Plush gingerbread. You could use Weeks cappuccino as a substitute. But that's what I used. So I was bumming about that because I really liked this fabric a lot. And it uses 2 different colors of over-dyed floss, and then the rest is DMC. There's just a little bit of back stitching in the legs. And then this is another ruched ribbon. This is Grubby Sizzle with beads. Again, I'd like to refer you to Vonna's tutorial. I'll link it. And this was stitched beautifully by Merritt Crawford. So thank you, Merritt. And this is a companion design to Cat-O-Lantern. And they're the same size. I just finished them differently because I felt like I wanted a pillow for Christmas. Okay, next we'll do all the companion designs first, then I'll do the one that's not. Next up is Fleece on Earth. And, boy, I'm going to forget what this is stitched on. I think it might be Heritage by Picture This Plus. It's Picture This Plus. I'll have to look. It's on the pattern, so I don't have to remember. So I designed this, and it's kind of a little bit of a joke because it's fleece literally on the earth, and I'm a corny joke maker, and so this is a corny joke, but also a cute joke. And also celebrates my love of knitting and sheep. Now, if you're not a knitter, you could just leave off the knitting needles if you wanted to. If you're a crocheter, you could probably take one out and curve this a little bit, make yourself a crochet hook. But this is on a 32 count linen, and there's just a few colors of over-dyed floss, and then the rest are DMC. You can see there's a little bit of back stitching for the lettering. And then this is one of the Mill Hill Glass Treasures, and the pom-pom trim is Brick House from Lady Creates, which is one of my favorites. And this design is a companion to Fleece Navidad, and they're the same size, although there's actually a slight difference in the size, but they're charted the same size. It's just sometimes when you use different frames to hold your stitching, then they can turn out different sizes. So Fleece on Earth was stitched by Kathy, aka Crafty Cat Stitcher. And Kathy, I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name. I think it's Pavlovich, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But she did a lovely job, so thank you, Kathy, for stitching this for me. And lastly, we have Comfort and Joy. This is also stitched on 40 count Sparrow. So both of these are Sparrow. And one strand of floss. This is all DMC. And I was just inspired by, you know, I wanted something soft and comforting and warm that would remind me of the holidays when I designed this. So I was thinking of a really soft color palette, and I was looking at birds that were kind of appropriate for winter or Christmas, and I came across this bird, which is a tufted titmouse, and I just thought it was perfect for this design. And then, you know, I decided it needed to be with a planter and a flower, and then of course, you know, I love poinsettias, so I chose a poinsettia and drew that when I designed it. And this is just a really sweet piece. I love this one. Mini pom-pom trim is Brick House from Lady Creates. So I have supplies for many of these in my shop if you are looking for supplies to stitch them. And of course the patterns are there in print format, or if you prefer a PDF, I have them for sale also separately as a PDF. Also, I wanted to mention, if you're looking for a tutorial on how to sew on your mini pom-pom trim, Stephanie Webb has a great one on her YouTube channel, Lindy Stitches, and I'll link that video also. So thanks for listening to me share about my new designs. I hope that you love them. They were a lot of fun to design. And, you know, I've always got like lots of ideas for Christmas, and I love decorating for Christmas. It really makes me happy. So I always enjoy it a lot, putting time into thinking about, you know, what would be cute for Christmas or pretty to display at Christmas. And I hope that you'll enjoy having these on your tree or in a dough bowl or somewhere else around your home, or as a gift for a friend. Okay, so I would like to do a giveaway on these designs, these 4. So the giveaway is open until my next video. And please comment on this video. In order to be entered, you should be 18 or older. If you live in the United States, I will send you a printed copy of the pattern. If you live outside the United States, I will send you a PDF copy of the pattern if you win. And please mention in your comment, what did I decide? Oh, what is your favorite? I hope I haven't asked this before. I might have, but apparently I don't remember. So what is your favorite Christmas motif to stitch? So are you like attracted to snowmen or cardinals or reindeer? What do you like to stitch often? I find that I tend to really like snowmen, reindeer, Santa, anything with a bird. Those are some of my favorite things for Christmas stitching. I think I also like houses for Christmas stitching. But I'd be curious to hear what you like. Or you can tell me something you don't like stitching. Like, do you hate snowflakes or snow? I'll hear it all. You can tell me. What do you like or dislike? And then mention what you're interested in winning. You can enter to win all of the designs, which are only eligible to win one. So I'll just use the random comment picker. So please mention snowflakes. Let's mention cat for Catty Cane. So cat. You can mention fleece for Fleece on Earth. And mention joy for Comfort and Joy if you'd like to be entered to win Comfort and Joy. So snowflakes, cat, fleece, joy. Okay, so that's my new releases, and yeah, I'm always working ahead, so I'm working on things for market right now, getting some models stitched up and planning my design releases for next year. So there's a lot of thinking in advance that goes on, and getting ready to do some finishing of models. I've been racking my brain about how to finish some things that I'm going to be releasing. So hopefully it goes smoothly. So let's talk about some finishes and a new start that I have in some of the projects I've been working on. Okay, I'm back. I'm definitely feeling out of practice for making videos from having been so infrequent lately. Hopefully it's not too weird. If it is, thanks for being with me in the weird. I showed this on my last video, but I only had a photo because I couldn't find it, so I'm just gonna re-show it now that I have the thing in person. This was from Chuck Full Christmas, but I just stitched part of it and modified it a little bit and made it into an ornament, and I just drew the ornament template myself. Super happy with how this turned out. Very sweet. So I'm going to really enjoy having this on my tree this year. This is an old fig tree quilt fabric that was in my stash. So that's that. And then I finished, these were, you've seen them finished, but these were framed. So I just got them back from the framer recently. This is Hollow's Eve at Raven's Hollow by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I did not stitch, there's like a border here that I left off. I was going to finish this as a pillow, but then I just got kind of tired of trying to think about that, and so I decided to let my framer deal with it instead. This is stitched on 40 count Whisper, dyed by me. The ornament here, this is 40 count Macchiato, by the way. I think I used all of the charted flosses, except maybe I might have changed like one of them. But I'm super happy with how that turned out, and this frame is just super cool. We had chosen another frame for it originally, and it just kept getting pushed back as to when they'd get it in, so I went in and chose a different frame after that. It's the struggle right now, right? Okay, so that's that, and then this one just makes me so happy. So this is from the book Autumn Samplers by Prairie Schooler. I can't remember if it's called Autumn Sampler, but it's one of the three that's in the book. And I stitched this on 40 count Sparrow. I did not change any of the colors, but I did change the bottom. Many of these motifs were repeated down here. As I was stitching this, I came across the rest of this little poem, and I think it's by Humbert Wolf. I hope I'm remembering his name correctly. So there's just a word missing at the very beginning. It says, listen, when the wind is rising or something, and the air is wild with leaves. We've had our summer evenings. Well, he says we have had, but I abbreviated it. So, or contracted it, whatever. We've had our summer evenings now for October eves. And I just thought that this saying was so beautiful that I wanted the poem, the complete poem, and I'd rather have that than a bunch more of these leaves. So I was really solving two problems. I was saving myself the effort of having to stitch a bunch of those big leaves again, and I was making it a little bit more personal for me. Not that I had a problem with it not being personal, but yeah, I was happy that I changed it. And so then this frame we chose is just perfect. My framer, even when she called, she's like, the frame is just perfect for it. Like, she was even excited about it. So yeah, I'm just super happy with how this turned out. I think it's gorgeous. I think I have some copies of that chart in my shop if you're looking for it. I have several Prairie Schoolers, both fall and Christmas right now in stock, and Halloween. I had a new start, and so I've been doing like one of these a year. And I did this one last year. This is from Songs of the Season. So now I'm doing Peace on Earth. I was thinking I might not do this angel one just because I don't really like to stitch the same thing twice, and I'd have to stitch the motif 2 times, the angel. But it does look really good. I don't know if it was Vonna had just finished it for someone. Anyway, I don't know. I might change my mind. We'll see. Maybe I'll stitch all of them, leave that last, and then decide. So I am sorry that there's a little bit of a thread hanging off. We'll try to get it out of the way. Stitching this on 25 count vintage country mocha Lugana with 1 strand of floss. And I've changed 2 of the colors. I think it was 2 of the reds. So this red is 22, DMC 22, not whatever it was originally called for. And then because of the color of my fabric for the house to show up, I actually couldn't stitch the front of the house in the called for. I had to use a different floss that's already in the list of flosses. I just had to pick a different one that was darker for this to work. I'm considering not stitching the window panes, or if I do stitch them, I'm going to stitch them in a lighter color than 3371 because I just don't think I want it that dark. But coming along nicely. I should be done with this soon. I finished the last one as a pillow, just very plain, and I think I'll do the same with this. And I'll just have a little collection in a dough bowl, I think, at some point. So I'm enjoying that. And now let's talk about some whips. Okay, so I have about 5 projects that I've been working on in a rotation on weekends. So I usually do my model stitching during the week, and then the weekends I can stitch recreationally. So let's start with my birthday start from this year, which is Garden Samplers. And I'm stitching this one, which I believe is called Garden Gate. This is by Prairie Schooler. I'm using the called for flosses. I made some pretty good progress on this. So it's super pretty, and I am looking forward to doing more of this. I may be having it done for the summer, and I just enjoy working on it bit by bit and then rotating it with some other things. But it's super sweet, and yeah, it's a really nice design. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm also stitching, although I'm done with Halloween, I think, for the year, and I'll pick it back up when I feel like it next year. This is Night Watch 1626 by Scattered Seed Samplers. I did change the orange. I think I'm using Pumpkin Pie by Gentle Art, and I'm just using a regular black for the cauldron. I don't know that I'm going to bother stitching 1626 because it's over 1 and it's on 40 count. This is something close to Sparrow, but a little bit oranger that I did when I was testing for Sparrow. So yeah, I've got a little bit more to go. This is good for Zoom calls to fill that in, and then I've got the cats. But yeah, I'm getting close, but I'll finish this next year. But this is a nice stitch. I've got one more pumpkin to do. Then I worked on just a little bit on the Halloween sampler. I think I did like a row. Yeah, so I still need to do this row and then work my way that away. This is stitched on 40 count Nantucket Brew by R&R. And I had to stitch this because I saw Chelsea stitching it and I really liked how it looked. And it's an enjoyable stitch. I apparently can't count to save my life. That's why I designed Counting is Hard. So, oh man, I mean, I'm all over the place, but it's one of those designs where it facilitates and causes that a little bit. So I'm fine. It's gonna be fine. Stuff's not perfectly lined up, but it's okay. And lastly, I worked a little bit more on It's Halloween. I think I added one more row, if I remember correctly. This is stitched on 40 count soft pumpkin, and I'm using Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks to stitch this. And the color, it's a little bit pinker than what it's showing up here. The lighting is tricky, but it's looking pretty cool. So next year, we'll see if I can finish some of these up. Lastly, another Halloween one. So yeah, obviously I'm moving into Christmas stitching now, right? I showed you this. This is Gordy's Gang from Threads That Bind. This is a wool applique piece with some embroidery. I've finished the embroidery. I actually redid some of the eyes and did a little bit of satin stitching in his eye there. And then I took out the button eyes I had here and put French knots. And I ended up putting French knots on all of them. And the spider has eyes now. I don't think he did before. Maybe he did, I can't remember. And then this guy has them too. So I'm super happy with how this is looking, and I'm just to the point now where I need to attach the hanging tabs and then sew a backing piece to this, whip stitch it. I thought I was going to use wool felt, like a wool felt blend, but this is very supple wool and the felt is more stiff, and I thought maybe it would be weird to have the different textures. I'm probably like overthinking that, but hey, that's what I'm good at. So I decided to just go with a black piece of wool for the back because I have plenty. And so again, that's probably just not going to happen till next year, but it's almost done for next year. So those are my whips. I wanted to share with you something that a friend made for me. How cute is this? Do you know who made this for me? The lovely Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. Oh, I love this little pumpkin girl. She sits on my hutch next to that kitty, in between the kitty and the pumpkin can. I'll be sad to put her away, but I will look forward to getting her out next year and enjoying her again. And she's looked really nice in my display. So thank you so much, Stephanie. This is so awesome. She did an amazing job on this doll. I love her. And I just love the expression. You have those days. Yes. Okay, so quick shop update. Yes, I do still dye fabric, as I said. If you're interested in finding out what fabrics I have in stock and when they come into stock, please consider signing up for my newsletter. I send about one a month, and when you get the email, you know that fabric's in stock. It does go quickly, so it's not something that I would suggest that you see the email and you wait a few days to check it out, or there might not be any fabric left. But that's how you can know what's available. And also I've got a little something special coming up for newsletter subscribers. So if you've been thinking of signing up but haven't gotten around to it, I encourage you to do so. The link is in the video description for the newsletter. What else? I've got something new in my shop that I'm so excited about. I don't know if anyone will be as excited about this as I am, but I'm really excited about it. So I've been wanting to do greeting cards using my photos from my stitched pieces for a long time. And last year I tried to order some and they just weren't quite what I wanted in terms of something that I would put on my website to sell to other people. But I've got some that I really like now. And so I'm pleased to present to you some Christmas themed cross-stitch greeting cards. And they are so nice. So this is Comfort and Joy, and it's blank on the inside, so you can put whatever message you would like to your friend. And on the back, it just has my logo and the pattern name, a little bit of information on my website. And you could still write here on the back if you needed more room. So I'm super pleased with how these came out. The quality and everything is so nice looking. So I've got 4 cards in my shop. that you could purchase to send to your cross-stitch friend this year for the holidays, as a greeting card, or if you wanted to send it as a gift to them without, you know, putting anything in it, you could do that. I think that would be super fun. So there's that one. And then I've got Jingle Jolly Joy. We've got Jolly and Jingle here, finished as ornaments. And then if you're a cat lover, we've got Catty Cane. And lastly, Gathering Snowflakes. So I've got them packaged really nicely in a plastic sleeve with your envelope so that you can, as I said, you can send it to someone else as a greeting card or as a gift for them to use. So these are a new thing in my shop that I'm super excited about. Let's see, I've got new things coming in, new charts coming in, so and new fabrics coming in, like some Zweigart fabrics, so you can check back for that in my shop. And oh, I wanted to mention one thing. It appears that, and maybe everybody knows about this but me, I'm kind of out of the loop right now a little bit, but apparently Pat's Favorite needles are discontinued. I discovered after a bunch of people ordered some from me, and then I went to order more, and the distributor doesn't have them anymore and says that they're discontinued. So I think all I've got right now are size 24 needles. And that's what I have left. So if you're looking for them, that's what I have. And I don't know if I can ever get more for you. At the moment, I can't get more. So what I have is what I have. So I just want to let you know, if you're someone who likes Pat's Favorite needles, that that appears to be the situation for the moment, at least. I think that's it for my shop, just, you know, in terms of a brief life update. I've been really busy. My schedule was busier than I thought it would be for the fall, and so I've been working a lot more than I expected to be. A lot of grading, doing a lot of grading, but I'm finally to the point where I'm down to, like, I don't have to grade every single week all the assignments. It's just like every other week now. So we're in the denouement of the semester. And yeah, so it's been good. It's been actually a really good semester. It took me probably 6 to 8 weeks to adjust really completely to being in person, to teaching for as many hours, standing and walking that much, the grading, juggling my business and my job. It's been a lot. But I've had really great students. It's been good to be back in the classroom. I have one class that's just exceptional that I will always remember them, just as a really wonderful group of people. So I feel very fortunate because I often have nice groups of people, but I can remember and count on one hand the number of really exceptional groups that I've had. And this is one of the few, just really great people. And I tried to tell them that the other day in class, how much I appreciated them and how great I thought they were. And then I just got kind of emotional and like incoherent. So I'm not a great person for those kinds of messages, like in public. Like my graduation speech, I broke down crying, you know, when I was graduating from high school. And so that continues 20 years later. I'm still breaking down, crying almost. Anyway, hopefully they got the idea about how much I appreciate them, even if I couldn't really express it very well. And yeah, so it's just been really busy, so I haven't been able to dye fabric as much as I normally would like to, but that's just how it is right now. Next semester should be a little bit less busy, I think. I'll have a couple fewer classes that I'll be teaching. I've been into buying used furniture on Facebook Marketplace, and well, always at antique shops, but on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like, it's really funny if you're looking for something, all the random things that will pop up that you weren't looking for, like a pony, like a couple ponies pulling a carriage that you could buy with a dog in the back. This is the photo. I sent it to Stephanie Webb because I thought it was hilarious. Or a Mona Lisa sticker where she's holding a cat, or maybe it was a magnet, I can't remember. But anyway, you get the idea. There's like crazy stuff on there. But anyway, so I was looking for not a hutch, but a buffet, the bottom part, to put in the corner of my living room. I moved some furniture upstairs, and I wanted to get a buffet. So I've been looking and looking and looking, and finally found one actually at a local charity center. And I just took it. I've been trying to find someone to paint it because I don't have a garage. I don't have a place to paint it. And I finally found someone in Lancaster, which is a ways away. It's like 2 hours away, but I drove it last weekend to Lancaster and dropped it off. So they're going to paint it for me. So I'm excited about that. And the other thing that I was looking for when I was looking for the buffet, I came across this dresser. This is probably, I'm assuming, from like the 40s or 50s. Those marked as like an antique dresser. I came across it and I was like, man, that is a cool piece of furniture, but where would I put it? And I was like, telling myself, like, I don't need that. And the price was really good and it was really cool. Like it had doors, and you open up the doors, and then there were 2 sets of drawers, like a skinny stack of drawers and a wider stack of drawers. And instantly my brain was like, floss fabric. But I was like, well, where would I put that? I couldn't think of anywhere. By the time I figured out where I could put it, I went back onto Facebook and I could not find it. So like someone already had like bought it, which I'm so bummed. That's like the one that got away. If I ever find that exact piece of furniture again, I will buy it. I won't even care if I can't put it anywhere. I'm just buying it. I'll put a picture so you can see it. It's so cool. So I just went up, but I wanted to paint it white on the outside, and then skinny drawers for floss, big drawers for fabric. But since that didn't happen, I've been looking for other antique dressers, and you can't really see it very well, but I did finally find one near Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. So we went out there. It was an interesting story about it. It's got some water damage on the top and it needs some work. So, but the drawers are in pretty good shape, and they're not the 2 different sizes of drawers. They're just big drawers. So right now I've got floss in little bins in the drawers, and I'm gonna put my fabric in there too as a place to store it so that it's more easily accessible than where I've had it before. So I'm excited about that, and I want to get it repaired and painted. The people that I'm having paint my buffet can't deal with repairs until the spring, they said. So yeah, but it's nice and I'm excited about it. So it's a little bit taller piece of furniture than what I had there. My TV's on it, but I'm actually really liking it. So that's what I've been up to, is collecting furniture and completely reorganizing my living room, and there's stuff all over the place because I'm reorganizing. So, but it's been fun, and now I think things are settling down, and I won't be driving all across Pennsylvania buying furniture and hauling it around. Other than that, what have I been doing? Watching Hometown, which I mentioned a long time ago. If you've been watching for a while, that I think like last Christmas I was watching it. My mom wanted to get the Discovery Plus, and you can get it through Amazon Prime. So we just got the trial subscription, and so my reward after I get some grading done has been to watch an episode of Hometown. And I'm like, man, I always feel so good after I watch that show. It's like when I would have a bad day and I would go to cuteoverload.com and look at the cute little animals. It's kind of like that. So if you don't know what Cute Overload is, I'm not sure if the website's there anymore, the blog, but it was a good pick-me-up if you're having a bad day. So I've been starting to watch that, and I'm just looking forward to Thanksgiving break, which will be coming in like 2 weeks. I'm actually not as exhausted as I would normally be at this point, which is good. It means I think I'm managing things pretty well. But I am looking forward to it. I'm to the point where I'm ready for the semester to end, but I will miss my students because I really have enjoyed them a lot. So it's one of those kind of bittersweet things where, yay, I get a break, but I got to start over with a few new groups next semester, but that can also be good. So that's what I've been up to. Hope that you've been doing well. Hope that you have a great Thanksgiving if you're celebrating Thanksgiving. I hope it's delicious. I'm looking forward to eating too much and having some pie. Not quite sure what we're going to do. Oh, one other thing I've been up to, since we're talking about food. I finally successfully roasted a chicken. Which, for many of you, this is like old hat, but I had tried a couple years ago maybe about 5 years ago when my mom was visiting at Thanksgiving to roast a chicken, and I didn't have like a proper roasting pan. Apparently didn't roast it for long enough, and it was undercooked, and it was just a disaster. So I haven't been brave enough to tackle it again, but I decided I wanted to try roasting my own chicken and making my own bone broth. So I looked up roasting pans. I got one that was recommended, read up on a recipe, roasted my own chicken. It tasted great. And then I made broth in my Instant Pot, and that tasted great. And then I made soup out of it, and that was awesome. It's a lot of work, but really tasty. So that's my accomplishment, is finally succeeding at roasting a whole chicken. Alrighty, friends. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will be back in less time than the last time, I think, since things are slowing down. So I will see you again fairly soon. Take care.